Broken Promises. March 31st, 2015. John Kerry breaks his leg in Switzerland while riding a bike. Kerry was in Geneva, Switzerland for talks with Iran.
U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry has broken his right leg in a cycling accident in the Alps near Sionzy in France. A State Department official said it appeared Kerry hit a curb and there was no vehicle involved. He was flown by medical helicopter to Geneva's main hospital.
John Kerry broke his right femur in a cycling accident in France on Sunday morning. When we take a deeper look at this incident and the key words or phrases emphasized, the spiritual meaning behind it comes into focus. John Kerry broke his right femur or leg. John means Yahweh shall give. Kerry means darkness and evil. The word right means morally good, in accordance with justice and law, that which is acceptable and righteous. The femur is the thigh bone which forms the leg, and the leg is also symbolic of a stage of a journey, a course of action, or a path. Broken means a thing that is violated, put in disarray, ruined, spoiled, or destroyed. Therefore, the meaning here is as follows. Yahweh shall give them darkness and evil, because that which is morally good, in accordance with justice and law, that which is acceptable, the righteous course of action has been violated, ruined, and destroyed. We must also ascertain exactly what does the thigh symbolize in Scripture. In Genesis 32:35, Jacob's name is changed to Israel, who gains a blessing after he wrestled with God and his thigh bone was dislodged. This connects the thigh with Israel, but there's more. Both in Genesis 24 verses 2 and 3 and Genesis 47 verse 29, the thigh is connected with swearing an oath or a promise. And in Leviticus 7 verse 32 and 34, the thigh is connected with a peace offering. Therefore, the thigh is symbolic for Israel, swearing an oath or promise and peace. This points us to the confirmation of a peace agreement. Remember this because we will come back to it later. Kerry had traveled to Geneva for negotiations with Iranian diplomats on that country's nuclear program. He was cycling about 30 miles from the city, which is close to France. Geneva is known as the peace capital of the world. Therefore, Geneva, Switzerland connects this event with peace. I must also point out that the Geneva Initiative, also known as the Geneva Accord, is a draft permanent status agreement to end the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
אפילו הסכם ז'נבה שהוא די קרוב לעקרונות מתווה קרי שאנחנו מגלים אותם הערב. ואני אגיד לך מה היה בנייר האמריקני, ואינדיק יכול לחשוף, ועוד אנשים, יש שם מה שכתוב ביוזמת ז'נבה. כל זמן שזה עמדה אמריקנית, זה מאוד קרוב למה שכתוב ביוזמת.
Once again, this connects this event to the Israel and Palestinian peace agreement that will be confirmed by the Antichrist. In reference to John Kerry's crash, the spokesman said Kerry was in great spirits and active, and has had a number of phone calls, including one with President Barack Obama. The great spirits they are referring to are the Nephilim, or fallen angels from the bottomless pit. When we look at the location of this incident, the reference to these demonic spirits becomes obvious as well. Remember, John Kerry was bicycling, crashed, and was taken to Geneva. This is important because CERN, which is the European Organization for Nuclear Research, is using the LHC particle accelerator to open portals or doorways to other dimensions in Geneva, Switzerland. The Large Hadron Collider completed its first 3-year running cycle at 7:24 a.m. February 14th, 2014, Valentine's Day. The LHC was turned on again for its second cycle or bicycle this year, 2015. This connects to John Kerry's bicycle, or more appropriately, bicycle accident in the French Alps. It is important to remember that the French/Swiss Alps is where the Germanwings plane crashed on March 24th, 2015.
This is the crash site, and as you can see, absolutely treacherous.
This can also be associated with the Volkswagen Super Bowl commercial in which the Germans got their wings.
Hey, Darcy, look. 100,000 miles.
So?
It's a big deal. What if I told you that every time a Volkswagen hits 100,000 miles, a German engineer gets his wings?
This is just another representation of the Nephilim, or fallen angels, coming to Earth. The LHC scientists are attempting to open a portal to another dimension in Geneva, Switzerland. This portal is actually the opening of the bottomless pit found in the book of Revelation, chapter 9. Revelation 9, verse 3 declares, "And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power." Notice the scriptures mention that these locusts, which come out of the bottomless pit, will be like scorpions. If you look closely at the picture of John Kerry while he is cycling, you will notice that there is a picture of a scorpion on his shirt. This is a reference to the scorpions from the bottomless pit. May 27, 2015, the U.S. Attorney General announces charges against FIFA.
We are here to announce the unsealing of charges and the arrests of individuals as part of our long-running investigation into bribery and corruption in the world of organized soccer.
It must be mentioned that FIFA is a homophone for the phrase fee fi fo fum, which is a reference to the fallen angels or Nephilim giants that come to earth through a portal in Jack and the Beanstalk.
Are you ready, my brother? Can you test it? Hey!
March 29th, 2015, FIFA re-elects its president, Sepp Blatter, in Zurich, Switzerland, only days after the scandal had broke. FIFA is the governing body of association football. It is headquartered in Zurich, Switzerland, and its membership now comprises 209 national associations. Member countries must each also be members of one of the 6 regional confederations into which the world is divided: Africa, Asia, Europe, North and Central America, and the Caribbean, Oceania, and South America. This organization is a reflection of the one world government, or New World Order, found in the book of Revelation, in which the world is divided up into 10 regions. FIFA has 209 national associations. In comparison, the United Nations has 193 member states. The headquarters of the United Nations is in Manhattan, New York City, and it has main offices that are situated in Geneva, Nairobi, and Vienna as well. Their stated objectives include maintaining international peace and security, promoting human rights, fostering social and economic development, protecting the environment, and providing humanitarian aid in case of famine, natural disaster, and armed conflict. That, however, is all nonsense. Their real goal is the institution of a one world government, which will be controlled by the Antichrist. When we look at a gathering of the United Nations and a gathering of FIFA, they are almost identical. Interestingly enough, during Sepp Blatter's acceptance speech, 2 Palestinian women interrupted him and began shouting in protest about human rights abuses by the State of Israel against Palestine. It seems that the two Palestinian women protesting at FIFA about human rights abuses in Israel didn't differentiate between FIFA, the gathering of World Soccer's governing body of 209 nations, and the United Nations. Therefore, neither should we. Also during this event, the Palestinian and Israeli delegates that attended this FIFA gathering were highlighted as well after they met with what was called the handshake of peace. Remember earlier, we connected John Kerry's broken thigh bone with Israel's swearing an oath or promise of peace. Now, once again, we are being shown Israel and Palestine making a symbolic gesture of peace through this handshake. However, the reference to a peace agreement does not end there. When we take a look at the names surrounding this incident, we gain more clarity and insight into what these things symbolize spiritually. The name Sep comes from Joseph, which means he will increase. The name Bladder means to talk, babble, or negotiate. The earliest form of the city of Zurich's name was Turicum, which is derived from Turos, and Turos means a place in Palestine. Therefore, when we put the names together, the message is as follows. He will increase and intensify talks and negotiations concerning Palestine. June 2nd, 2015. In an interview with Israel's Channel 2, Obama made an impassioned case for a Palestinian state. He declared Israel risks losing its credibility over their Palestinian state stance. In this interview, he re-emphasized what he had said in an interview 2 weeks earlier.
I continue to believe that a two-state solution is absolutely vital for not only peace between Israelis and Palestinians, but for the long-term security of Israel as a democratic and Jewish state. I know that a government has been formed that contains some folks who don't necessarily believe in that premise, but that continues to be my premise.
It should also be noted that Zurich, Switzerland is the center for global banking, the New World Order money masters. Therefore, it can be concluded that this event was staged by the New World Order as a foreshadowing of their intentions to facilitate the Antichrist when he brokers a peace agreement between the State of Israel and Palestine. This peace agreement will be broken at the midway point in the same manner that John Kerry's leg was broken. Even still, according to Romans 8:16, we are the children of God, and according to Galatians 4:28 and Romans 9:8, we are the children of promise, and Yah's promise shall never be broken, for God is not a man that he should lie. Therefore, we wait patiently and expectantly as sons and heirs to Yah's throne. These events, along with other events I continue to show you, only reveal that we are living in the last days, just before the judgment of God is poured out on this world. Have you given your life to Yah by accepting Yahushua, Jesus Christ, as your personal Lord and Savior? If you have not, now is the time. Shalom.